2021 Ragley Marley. I built it more towards the enduro end of stuff. Got a 150 Lyric in the front and big fat grips. Raised the stack height from what it was before. Geometry now, head angle should be 64.5. Seat's gonna be like 72.5, 72, so it got a little slack. It still works. First time riding it for real instead of just setting it downstairs and smashing the rear wheel. Hit the pump track. This thing shreds on the pump track. It's so short and compact. So taking the jet line. This thing feels just like my Nukeproof Scout. Very similar geo. See how this thing sends. Oh, it just wants to jump. Oh shit. Oh, it's so good at jumping. Ragley Marley, built like my Nukeproof Scout. Gonna go easy in the first lap, then I'm gonna go full speed second lap.
This is the review of the 2021 Ragley Marley. This is a frame-up build with a 150mm fork. It is built more towards the enduro side. This is my friend's bike, but we both ride mediums, and it's pretty much tuned to my specs. I will slowly turn up the ante on this bike from local trails to the pump track to the jump line to the bike park, where finally I will be seeing how this thing climbs, because the geometry shows that the seat's a little bit on the slack side. I didn't want to make the review until I finally was able to climb some stuff with this bike. You will hear most of my commentary of what I am feeling while riding this bike. A lot of times it is back to back with another bike. I will mention it in the video as I hop on the bike again. Enjoy.
All right, Dario, let me hop back on the hard.
This is me hopping back on the Marley after jumping with my downhill bike. So the difference was tremendous, and it took me a little bit to get used to the timing and the weight again.
Yeah, you know. All right.
Let me know about the brake.
Yep. Oh my god! Ah, it's so light. Yo, what the hell? It feels so weird to hop back on small bike again. Yeah, I felt like I'm like literally on top of nothing. I was actually confused. I was like, what do I do in the air? Like, do something. All right, we gotta do this again. You gotta do a redemption run. As I was telling Jose earlier, pushing this bike back up, it literally felt like I was jumping alone with nothing, not me being down on a bike, because this bike felt so light. So, not gonna go as hard pumping the jump itself. There we go. Well, that one was a little bit of a dead sailor again. Overshot that one to flat. And I wasn't even trying to go flat on that one. Jose's gonna lead with my bike. Dario's gonna try full suspension at a bike park. Hopefully it doesn't freak out like last time. Bike feels short compared to my Hanzo, that's for sure. But it feels so light and compact. So yeah, definitely feel it right away if it's back to back.
I was pretty much grinning ear to ear at Mountain Creek on this bike. It's so fun. It's really, really responsive, and it's really playful, and it's not so short and small to the point where it's sketchy. The geometry is still good enough to really have fun, even though this is a green trail. But Mountain Creek green trails are like blue trails in a lot of other parks.
Down here, not through the jumps. Okay. The Marley don't feel so bad. rainbow. So applicable, this bike. Felt like I was getting some flat tables. I actually jumped past Daryl on the thing. Flat. Oh shit! Let's stop here and reorganize and regroup. Okay. Keeping bikes. Dario's feeling the full suspension. Jose is feeling the hardtail. And I'm feeling this Marley. This thing pumps so good. How long I have to put the dropper post over the seat collar on his bike. 125 mil drop just isn't enough. The seat's almost as high as the damn, how much it's up is almost as much as the damn travel itself. Even when it's all the way down, my feet is still practically straight. All right, following Dario on my Big Al. I'm on his Marley, riding through these sections. XC pedally bits, ground is nice and frozen. Definitely feel the little roots more. Just not used to the ergon saddle anymore. Ground's pretty rough, so definitely do feel it in this bike. The agility is where this thing can pay off. So I will film back again either at the switchbacks or at the agility section. Here's a technical climbing bit. Still made it up. Okay. All right, some more climbs. This might be the longest continuous section at Stillwell. Might last a minute. Probably a minute. Let's see. One minute of climbing is considered long in Long Island. Hopping back on a Big Al definitely feels heavier. It's I know what he means now by how my brakes feel scary in comparison to his, because mine engages halfway through. But definitely is a ride difference. In terms of frame quality, compliance, I am running higher PSI front and rear. I have a tire insert in the back. Everything here just feels, we're both running Lyric Ultimates, same PSI and a fork. And honestly speaking, that's why I asked him to see if he's had 30 pounds in his fork or not. Getting bounced off course. Bike definitely felt lighter than this. And I see why he was struggling and being tired out on my bike. Yeah, Big Al definitely rides more compliant. Back and forth like this. You know, the Marley's not bad. This just feels more planted. Feels, how should I say, more, yeah, just more damped.
The sound the bikes makes when going over the bumps sounds different too.
Like all these little frozen dirt ruts that I was feeling on his bike, don't feel it on this bike at all. At all. Pretty eye-opening actually, riding them back to back. Same tires, same everything. Like I said, now I get to ride at my own pace.
Now between the build spec on the Big Al and the Marley, they are pretty much as identical as you can reasonably get it without swapping parts directly over. We are both running the same 165 race face crank set. We are both running the Nukeproof Horizon V2 wheels. His is 27.5, mine is 29er obviously. We are both running the Maxxis Minions. He's running 2.5, I'm running 2.6, but I'm running a higher pressure and I am running an insert, which means technically speaking, his tires should be even more softer than mine. Same fork, he's got the Lyric at 150, which is 20 millimeters over forked. Mine is 160, which is 20 millimeters over forked. I have a B1 air spring in my Ultimate. He has a C1 air spring in his Ultimate, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. And yeah, I was surprised at how much, or how different the bikes actually felt in terms of how light they felt compared to each other and their dampening properties compared to each other. I really didn't think it was going to be that different.
Doable. It is doable. You feel a difference, right, Dario, in the ride quality?
Oh yeah, big time.
Like, you feel all the little bit of frozen ruts with your bike. My bike, it feels like it's got suspension. Strange.
Yeah, anybody kidneys hurting?
Huh?
Anybody kidneys hurting?
No, not.
Probably your wheel side.
No, he said kidneys. Take a 10-minute breather. Maybe you push too hard. We'll sit down here and take a break.
I am.
Yeah.
I was keeping up with Billy on climbing.
No, I mean, it's less effort because it's a 27.5, but like I said, over here still isn't that technical, so the slack seat doesn't really matter too much because it doesn't get too steep where you gotta lean over the front of the bike. And if it's really ledgy and technical, you're standing up off the seat anyway.
Yeah.
So it just kind of becomes, and it's easier to manipulate this bike because it's smaller in terms of the technical climb. So yeah, nothing here is steep enough for me to like lean all over the front of the bar to do it. But definitely there's a difference in ride. Like, it's just more pingy, and then the Big Al is more damped. Yeah, for sure, absolutely, you can feel it. We're gonna let you go ahead.
You know, initially on this review, I was going to say that the Ragley Marley is a very underappreciated sleeper bike, because it is very good, and it still is very good. I would say, if I have to venture, that the Mbop and the Marley should ride the same. The only difference is the head angle of the front triangle, because the rear triangle should be very identical with the same chainstay length and the same seat tube length. It's just that the Mbop is a little steeper on the seat tube front. However, after riding it back to back with the Big Al, I was actually, again, amazed. I wasn't expecting it to be that different, but it absolutely was. There actually absolutely is a difference in the way the bikes felt. While sitting, it just feels like a bigger, smoother, more stable Marley. The Marley obviously will still be a little more playful, but just barely. And unless you're dead set on a 27.5, yeah, then get a Marley. Seems to be a good all-around bike, even though the geometry is starting to be a little dated. But then if you really don't mind and you could fit a Big Al's definitely better. So that's it for now. Any questions, let me know. Bye.